I couldn't breathe that night. Not because of fear. Not because of danger. But because of the weight of what we found and the way it changed everything I thought I knew about love, loyalty, and the people closest to us. Emma sat curled on the couch that morning, her fingers absently tracing the rim of her teacup. The golden light of dawn filtered through soft white curtains, wrapping the living room in its quiet glow. Across from her sat James, her husband of nearly 10 years, his newspaper folded neatly in his hands. Their mornings had always been like this, calm, predictable, built on gentle routines. He sipped coffee, she drifted in thought, and the silence between them was the kind that felt safe. Just as Emma leaned forward to ask about their weekend plans, James's phone buzzed. He glanced down at the screen, and the smile that crossed his face was warm, familiar. "It's Daniel," he said. Daniel wasn't just James's best friend, he was more like family. He'd stood beside James at their wedding, toasted them with tears in his eyes, and been part of every milestone in their lives. Emma had grown to love him too, though in a different way, a bond forged through years of shared holidays, road trips, and inside jokes. James answered with a laugh. "Hey, man. What's up?" Then, after a pause, he extended the phone toward Emma. "He wants to ask you something." Emma blinked, a little surprised, but she took the phone. "Hey, Daniel. Everything okay?" His voice was warm, steady as always, but Emma caught a strange hesitation beneath it. "Emma, I hate to ask this, but I need a favor. I'm leaving town for work and, well, there's a package I need you to pick up for me. Just outside the city, at this little shop. It won't take much time." It wasn't like Daniel to be vague. He was the most straightforward man she knew. Still, she didn't push. "Sure," she said softly. "I'll get it tomorrow." The next day, Emma drove through winding roads until she found it, a narrow shop wedged between a dusty bookstore and a quaint cafe. The smell of aged wood and cinnamon wrapped around her as she stepped inside. A man behind the counter looked up and nodded. "You must be Emma," he said matter-of-factly. Her stomach flipped. "Yes. I'm here to pick up something for Daniel." Without hesitation, he handed her a small, neatly wrapped package. "Tell Daniel I said hello." The weight surprised her, heavier than she'd expected for something so ordinary-looking. No return address. No markings. Just brown paper and silence. Driving home, unease pricked her skin. At a red light, she adjusted the package. The corner of the wrapping crinkled, revealing the edge of an old yellow envelope. Her pulse quickened, and when a horn blared behind her, she nearly dropped it. At home, she set it carefully on the kitchen counter. James looked up from his laptop. "Everything okay?" She shrugged. "Just weird. The shopkeeper knew my name. And the package, it feels personal." "Did Daniel ever say what was inside?" "No," James admitted. "Just that it mattered." Later, as Emma went to move it, the paper tore further. Beneath it, a bundle of old letters tied with twine peeked through, along with part of a faded photograph. A woman's smile, soft and haunting. Emma's throat tightened. "Should we call him?" James hesitated, his brow furrowed. "Maybe we should wait. If it's private, he'll tell us when he's ready." But curiosity was stronger than caution. With trembling fingers, Emma and James unwrapped the bundle fully. Old letters spilled out, delicate handwriting across time-worn pages. Emma skimmed the first. Her breath caught. "They're from his mother," she whispered. James's head snapped up. "But Daniel told me she died when he was young. He never talks about her." Letter after letter revealed a woman's voice across decades, proud, tender, sometimes aching. "Dear Daniel, I wish I could tell you how proud I am of the man you've become." Then Emma found another envelope. This one had James's name written on it. He opened it slowly, reading in silence until his voice broke. "James, I never had the courage to say this, but you saved me. When I thought I had no one, you were there. I don't know if I'd still be here without you." Emma reached for his hand. "He never meant for us to see this." "No," James said softly, eyes damp. "But maybe he wanted someone to know." The letters painted a picture of a man who carried more than he ever let on. Daniel, the one who always smiled, always helped others, had been quietly breaking, piece by piece. That night, Emma and James set the table for 3. When Daniel arrived, his usual charm followed him in, but Emma noticed the tension in his shoulders, the shadows under his eyes. They didn't mention the letters. Instead, James told old stories, college trips, late-night talks, laughter echoing in cramped apartments. Emma joined in, filling the room with warmth. Halfway through dinner, James leaned back and spoke softly. "You know, I never really thanked you." Daniel looked up, confused. "For what?" "For being there when I didn't even realize how much I needed someone." Daniel chuckled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Emma reached across the table, her hand brushing his. "You don't have to carry everything alone." For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, finally, he exhaled. "I don't know how to let it go." "You don't have to," James said quietly. "Just, don't shut us out." Daniel didn't ask how much they knew. He didn't get defensive. He simply nodded, and for the first time, let his guard fall. When he left, Emma leaned against James's shoulder. "Do you think he'll be okay?" James pulled her close. "Yeah. I think maybe, for the first time in a long while, he might be." And Emma realized she hadn't been wrong. That night, she couldn't breathe. But not from fear, no. From the weight of love, loss, and the truth that sometimes it isn't the grand gestures that save us. It's the quiet ones. The willingness to look at someone and say, "I see you. You're not alone."